TNT Sports is live from the Kentucky Speedway for another Friday night race under the lights tonight from the Kentucky Speedway for the Visit MyrtleBeach.com 300 here on NASCAR Heat 5. Last Friday night, Daytona was a race that ended under yellow with Brandon Jones securing the win. Qualifying earlier today, Riley Herbst and Justin Allgaier were on the front row. Riley Herbst was one of the last two cars that came out when Justin Allgaier dominated most of the session and knocked off the 7. This has been another one of the staples of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. They came here in 2000, with the first race being held in 2001. I believe certain Kevin Harvick won that one. Here are tonight's notes of the race. Ryan Sieg didn't really have a good qualifying run. Mike Lynette failed pre-race tech. And Riley Herbst will be starting at the rear of the pole tonight on this gorgeous Friday evening. We're underway in the Bluegrass State. Riley Herbst really holding him up. Whoa, we got a car around. That's Brandon Jones. Nice save by the 19. Justin Allgaier escapes with an early lead. He will lead the first lap tonight with 5 bonus points to the 7 bunch. And Allgaier is around. The leader on lap number 1, the caution comes out. Quick spin by the 7 to Justin Allgaier. Getting set for the first restart of the night. Underway, Dylan Murway and Austin Cindric on the front row. Quickie yellow here. Dylan Murway opened up the weekend with a win Thursday night, rebounding after a mid-race spin after a tangle with Sheldon Creed. He spun, he got the car going, and came back and won this thing. And other than qualifying 7th, I talked to him during pre-race. They say the 75 team is got a fast car, like they bring every week. Top 5 as it sits: Dylan Murway, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Alex LeBay, and Brandon Jones. Round out the top 5. So far that looks to be unchanged. Daniel Hemrick has just gotten by the 19 for 5th. Now Jeremy Clements takes 5th from Daniel Hemrick. A nice little battle here. Justin Allgaier looking like right under Chase Briscoe for position. Obviously rebounding after that spin in turn 1. Cindric really starting to close in there after Dylan stepped out in turn two. Looks like that straightens out. 2 laps to go in this stage. A little quick track fact for the race. Kentucky used to have multiple grooves and was known for being one of the more flatter and more open intermediate racetracks on the NASCAR circuit until the repave and reconfiguration in 2016, adding a bit more banking in turn one. As we've begun the last lap of stage one, Dylan Murway is leading by a little over a second over Austin Cindric. Compared to Daytona last week, you can go below that yellow line. That is not out of bounds. If you did that at Daytona, you would have been black flag. As we come out of 4, Dylan Murway will win the first stage. Daniel Hemrick, Jeremy Clements, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones got out of the groove, and Chase Briscoe all will earn stage points. Quick pit stop, Justin Allgaier opting to stay out after spinning early in this race. Gained some track position. We're underway in stage 2. Herbst really did go backwards as well, and Dylan Murway split him 3 wide in turn 1. Wait, you can put the 75 right on point. Meanwhile, got a little side-by-side battle for second between Harrison Burton and Austin Cindric. Chastain going all the way to the high side in turn 3. He almost got into the marbles. Somehow he was able to make that work compared to what Ross Chastain was doing early. Brandon Jones was trying to do late in that stage. He got well out of the groove. Caused him to go backwards. So we'll just see how that plays out. So far they are side by side. Dylan Murway is not able to pull away from Burton and Cindric as quickly as he would have liked. Dylan Murway has led the entirety of stage 2. Definitely a much better run than last time when he was dominating stage, including last night in the Truck Series event. A lot better race for him. Got a fast machine tonight. Bobbled a little bit in turn 3. Now Dylan's starting to begin to gap Austin Cindric by about a second. With Harrison Burton in third, Jeremy Clements and Ross Chastain were having a bit of a spirited battle there for a moment. And the caution has come out for Allgaier, and this time he has spanked it. Looks like a tire mile went down that 7 machine going into turn 1 is what we're seeing. So I don't think anybody's going to pit in this stage. Pace car is off. Nice to see Nemechek running well tonight. They're in 10th. We're getting set for the restart. We're back green. There are reports that Allgaier has retired from the race due to this crash. 3 laps to go in stage 2. No, sorry, that's somebody else. Retired. It was Tommy Joe Martins sitting there up here. He might have. There's reports that his battery might have died on that car. Allgaier is still on track, but he's got a lot of work to do. Reports that with how hot it's been today, that right side was crushed in. That especially that right rear quarter panel, sitting on that crush panel, and with all the carbon monoxide and all the air that rushes in, Justin's really not liking life right now. And with racing down here in the south in the summer, that can cause a lot of problems, especially when you get out of the car. You're going to start drinking water more, you're going to start sweating, air will start, uh, it just won't really be a bad situation. So hopefully on this next pit stop and stage break here in a few moments, the 17 can figure stuff out as Dylan Murway will win stage 2. Ross Chastain, Jeremy Clements, Austin Cindric, and Harrison Burton are the top 5, with Hemrick, LeBay, Brandon Jones, Noah Gragson, and Joe Nemechek right out the top 10. Justin Allgaier seems to rebound kind of nice in this stage. Doing nice so far tonight. And now we're getting set for the restarts. Depending on how long if this stage goes green for a while, we're gonna see at least one green flag stop. And Kentucky, like most other intermediate tracks on the schedule, has that reputation of having long green runs. Jeremy Clements battling with Ross Chastain for second. Out front, it is Dylan Murway. He is spanking this field. In that 75 car. 24 to go. It's funny, as compared to other times where Dylan Murway's had a strong car and dominated, he can't seem to pull away from Clements more than a second. It's kind of weird. He's kept that car on the bottom. He's been fast all night, led the entirety of stage 2 pretty much. And he's led pretty much the entire race except for a couple laps at the start of the race in stage 1. Dylan Murway has just opened up a clinic, and what happened to Chastain? He's battling with Cindric for third. Ross Chastain, he's currently the highest driver in points, depending on without a win. So this all depends on if Mike Harmon can get inside the top 30 and not have to rely on that provision, on anything else happening. which as of right now, that cut line, as we saw at the end of Daytona, between now and when they go racing in Richmond, it could get very, very interesting. It's currently a battle between Chastain and Riley Herbst, which, depending on how that goes, and we got another car on pit road. They could be making an early pit stop. Austin Cindric is finally taking second for Jeremy Clements. It's like a quick pit stop for them. Not sure who that was that made that pit. We'll get to them pretty shortly. But Dylan Roy is all but gone on the pulling away from that Cindric machine. We got a car smoking up ahead, and he's coming back now. It is the 93 of CJ McLaughlin. So that's two cars with engine troubles. Let's see if NASCAR is looking for any oil being laid down. In the corners. So far it is clean green. All Chastain needs in order to not have to worry about that points battle, because outside of Dylan Rowe and Brandon Jones, 8 drivers all have 1 win apiece. And that could make things very entertaining come Richmond when they have to reshuffle everything. And speaking of Mike Harmon, he is the other driver that they have to watch if he's able to get in the top 30, but I don't think that'll be an issue because he's been having terrible luck all season outside of that surprise victory. Want more action from Kentucky? Tune in tomorrow at 3 Eastern on TNT for Busch Light qualifying from Kentucky, and then later tonight, tune in to TNT at 8 for the Discover Card Countdown to Green. And then 8:30 p.m. we will have live flag-to-flag coverage of the Quaker State 400 presented by Alsco Uniforms. McLaughlin is back on the racetrack. He is already quite a few laps down. Hitting again by the looks of it. And the caution has come out. Timmy Hill may have just gotten very lucky just now. How about Justin Allgaier driving with no crush panel in 7th? In fact, no, that's Timmy Hill blowing up. By the looks of it. That was Justin Allgaier. He restarted 23rd after having another spin, and he's back up there in the top really close to the top 10. In fact, that caution really saved everybody's tails there. As Cindric leads him down into turn one, he's got Noah Gragson and Harrison Burton on his outside. Clements battling for fifth. A little bit of contact there. LeBay on the inside, 3 wide for second. And out front, it is Austin Cindric leading this race late tonight in the Myrtle Beach 300. Burton the third. 5 cars and a blanket for position. There's Chastain in second. Now Cindric moving down out of the top side. Chastain moving to the point. CJ McLaughlin, by the way, was black flagged and told to bring it to the garage because there was a lot of oil on that track. And it looks like he may have done just that. So this means, barring any issues, it should be Merway and Chastain. Chastain moves to the high side. Dillon has way more speed than him. And they might come together here, but Chastain puts the power down on the top side. Eight to go. Dillon looks down low. Can't quite make the move. Chastain seems to make that outside lane work, so Dillon's going to have to try to adapt his line. He pulls in, but he comes down low again. Can't quite do it. Chastain still is your leader. 7 to go. Oh, Dillon really dove it in there. Can't quite clear it up to clear him, because Chastain has that better car in the outside lane. Less room to travel, a lot easier to carry momentum. Oh, Dillon's got it. He may have it. He's the new leader here at Kentucky. Ooh, very risky move by the 75. Alex LeBay sitting in third. Justin Allgaier driving with no crush panel is in fourth. Norway slows up. Chastain has the run. Contact. Move Chastain back to the lead. There comes Alex LeBay. This makes it a 3-horse race for the win in the Bluegrass State. 5 to go. And the bumper to the 10. Chastain saves it. Dillon cuts all the way to the apron in 2. He's there. He has to clear him. Dillon with a huge arc into turn 3. He's got it. LeBay comes back in third. He's going to take second. Clements was there as well. Our way to the high side. LeBay down low. Contact. Someone's going to get wrecked, I think. There's going to be a big moment here. Oh, there it is. Crash! 3 cars in it. Dillon Roy's taking a big risk staying out like this. Anyways, we're in NASCAR overtime. Let's go. 2 laps remaining. He's got no arrow, but he's going to make that car work. Clements has the lead on the outside. Algard pulls in. He's also missing a crush panel. Contact for third. We're way up to second. Here comes the 36 car. White flag is out of Kentucky. Last lap. Norway's going to send it here. They're 3 wide for third. Jeremy Clements. He has one win to his name through 3 and 4. He will come out. He will see the checkered flag. And Dylan into the wall. Hard crash at the checkers. So Jeremy Clements has won tonight in Kentucky. Ross Chastain second. Ooh. Alex LeBay third. Dylan Murway fourth. Justin Allgaier fifth. Great rebound for him. Daniel Hemrick sixth. Austin Cindric seventh. Brandon Jones eighth. Harrison Burton ninth. And Joe Nemechek with a great run tonight rounds out the top 10. Briscoe with a good run. By the way, both drivers in that last lap starting at the finish line rack have been checked and released. Noah Gregson, Michael Annett with solid runs. Justin Haley, another quiet run. Riley Herbst. This is going to be a blow for him in points, possibly. 18th after starting on the pole tonight. This was the moment of the race right there. The leaders get together in turn 4, setting up overtime. Ryan Sieg, Michigan winner, ending up 26th. And then 29 cars on the lead lap at the end of this one. CJ McLaughlin retired late. And then Timmy Hill and Tommy Joe Martins ended up had mechanical problems throughout the night. So this adds 11 drivers to the list. So now that means Ross Chastain. Oh my God. This means Ross Chastain is now the 12th man out if the playoffs were to start next week in Chicagoland. He would be the last guy and probably the only guy in on points if they get no new winners. If we have more than 12 winners, then things get a little dicey. Here are the drivers of the night. Dylan Murway at the fastest lap. Led the most laps, all but 14. Michael Annett passed the most cars. And Riley Herbst struggled with a very tight race car tonight. Want more NASCAR Xfinity Series action? Tune in. Check the schedule here. TNT Sports next Saturday from the Chicagoland Speedway. Coverage for that race begins at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Want more action from Kentucky? Tune in at 3 o'clock tomorrow for the Busch pole qualifying session from Kentucky. And then beginning at 8 p.m. will be Discover Car Countdown to Green. And then at 8:30, the telecast of the Quaker State 400 from Kentucky. Well, kind of a battle throughout the night. Dillon dominated. Late race crash. Set up overtime. Jeremy Clements with his first win of the year. See you at Chicagoland.